Hello, welcome to Dundros Podcast. I'm your host Justin. Today we're reviewing The Eternals by Jack Kirby, the complete collection, which collects issues 1 through 19 and annual 1 of The Eternals from the 1976 series. This trade this trade is 40 US, 52 Canadian. Oh my god. I decided to read this series because the upcoming movie is coming out where they gender and race swapped a lot of the characters. Right? So I thought I should check out the comic book to see, what the original series would be about, right? The book starts off with these three characters: Icarus, Margot Damien, and Professor Damien, Icarus masquerades as like this college student that goes to the same university that Margot Damien's father teaches at, and he goes by Ike Harris, which how I did not see that coming, I don't know. And like they go on an expedition to this Inca ruins, right? And Icarus is there to go to find the secret console that will send a signal to the Celestials, which are also known as the space gods, right? While that's going on, the general of the Deviants, Crow, sends a ship there to intercept, the Eternals before they can send a signal to the Celestials, right? Because if the Celestials show up, they'll destroy the Deviants. Which the story for this series is basically the Celestials show up and they're there to judge humanity, and there's like a 50-year time period where they may destroy or let humanity live. Who knows, right? And the Deviants want to destroy the Celestials, and the Deviants are this evil race of that are kind of like the Eternals, except for I'll show you pictures of them. There's Crow, right? Who's going to look complete. I saw a figure for him in the new movie. He's going to look completely different. And there you see the Jack Kirby's art. And the Deviants are this evil race. I should get to the story. The story's a little complicated. So basically, the Jack Kirby was a huge fan of Chariots of the Gods, and which not only inspired him to do the Eternals, but also inspired Arthur C. Clarke's 2001: A Space Odyssey, which Jack Kirby did the comic book version of. Which Chariots of the Gods is this documentary. Well, it was a book that turned into a documentary where people believe that aliens a long time ago showed up on Earth, right? And all the legends of the gods and myths were all aliens, pretty much, right? So the story here is the Celestials, which are these giant space gods, came to Earth and created three races: the Celestials, which are evil, race, man, and then the Eternals, which are basically Earth's defenders man's defenders against the Deviants. And they're basically they were the inspiration for the different gods, right? And they have powers like levitation, super strength. Some of them are fast, and they can control matter, right? And Icarus can shoot disintegrator beams out of his eyes like Superman has heat vision, right? So yeah, this is Ajax, who was like hero of the Incas who was asleep in the Inca ruins, and who was revived by our characters to welcome the Celestials, and he's the only one who can talk to the Celestials, right? And yeah, basically the story is basically the Celestials after learning that the Eternals after learning that the Celestials are coming to Earth they showed up on Earth already. This are trying to figure out what to do, and the Deviants want to go to war with the Celestials and the Deviants, but they were able to sign a little peace treaty, right? So there's cool stories in here where at first the Deviants tried to destroy New York and try to do a false flag attack where they want the humanity to attack the space gods, but Icarus and his other Eternals stop him. Which there's Fina here, who is the daughter of Surus, the leader, and there's Mikari, who's supposed to be the inspiration for Mercury, the Roman god of speed or whatever. And you never find out who that guy is. There's Circe. She's the comedic relief. Yeah. Other stories in here, right, where you see the agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. trying to figure out who the space gods are. There's a story of of this deviant called Reject and Carcass, who are basically gladiators that have to fight for the death for the evil deviants, and Fina rescues them, and they become henchmen, not henchmen but wards of Fina. So, and there's a great issue in here where they have to hunt down. They work together and they have to hunt down this deviant that's attacking humanity by summoning warriors from the past, right? There's Sprite, who is not a girl, by the way, who's another comedic relief character, and there's an issue where Sprite and a character who is Hercules, but they don't say is Hercules because obviously Hercules is a Marvel comics book character, right? So Sprite and Hercules stop the deviants from launching a kamikaze suicide attack. That was a cool issue, right? And yeah, there's also an issue where I guess the series wasn't doing well, which the series was canceled after issue 19, where they decided to have a crossover event with the Incredible Hulk, but it turns out it wasn't the real Incredible Hulk. It was a robot made by these two nerds, right? Which came to life from cosmic energy released from the Unimind, which the Unimind, which there's the Unimind. The Celestials have a ritual where they all come together to form the Unimind to try to figure out what's the best way to handle the Celestials, right? And their 50-year judgment on Earth, right? And because of that, it released cosmic energy on the planet, which brought the Hulk, the robot Hulk, to life. So you have the Eternals have a 3-issue arc where they fight the Hulk, right? Oh, and there's also an issue that the series ends with the evil Eternal who wants to get his hands on this hidden weapon to kill the Celestials, right? Because one of them is encroaching on the territory of the Polar Eternals, which Icarus is a Polar Eternal. Alright. So basically, this series, it's not like a lot of series, like a lot of Marvel comics from the 70s where each issue was a standalone, like, story. Here, this comic book is basically uh, a like, not a space opera per se, but a sci-fi, a sci-fi series, right? Where it's like where each story where the book is told in arcs, not so much standalone issues, which was the the norm at the time, which is pretty cool. And the art is great. The dialogue is a little how do you I would say it's a little you know awkward at times, right? Because you have like the characters who speak, you have the Eternals who speak like like the Asgardians, where like they speak like Shakespearean, and right, and you have like the other characters who are like using like 70s slang and stuff, and it's pretty like the dialogue is pretty dated, but it's all right. The storytelling here, like I know people aren't a fan of Jack Kirby's storytelling, which it could have. The series could have used more action and like more like more suspense or whatever. Not more suspense, more like immediate threats, which there weren't at times, because like the main thread of the series is like the Celestials trying to figure out, okay, what are we going to do about the sorry, not the Celestials, the Eternals, which they keep calling the Celestial space gods, even though they keep saying they're not actually gods, they're just an advanced alien race, which is why do you keep calling them space gods? Because it just keeps confusing like humanity, right? Which they eventually reveal everything to humanity. Where there's like an issue where they go to like a college university and explain what the like Eternals are, the Deviants, with what if the Deviants is there, because they had a truce at that point, right? So I know it's a cool sci-fi series, but it's like my main problem with the book is that it was part of the Marvel universe, but you never uh, got to see some of the. You never really got to see any of the superheroes, other Marvel superheroes, which most of them live in New York. So if New York's being attacked by an army of like aliens, right? Which the Deviants technically aren't aliens, but you know what I mean. Like they would have showed up to somebody would have showed up to help, right? And and then there's the problem where like like it's supposed to be shocking when people find out, oh, aliens have been coming to Earth for a long time and they've always been with us, right? That's not so shocking when like if you read other Marvel series and the Kree's been around for a long time, right? And like and then there's also the thing where like the Avengers has like I read a Avengers comic book with Adam Warlock, where the Avengers have like a manned space satellite that's supposed to warn the Avengers if any alien threats are coming to Earth. How come they did not see the Celestials show up? Like, you know what I mean, right? So there's some continuity stuff in here that doesn't make sense, right? But overall, I like this series, but like it's a bit pricey, and then like it didn't. You don't really get the like the ending here, the conclusion, which the series concludes in from what I hear in the a 4 series, which 4, it's kind of a shame that they didn't just have their own sequel, but like it ends. The conclusion to the Eternal saga is in a 4 comic, right? And there's also another Eternals book here, but I never heard of that one. Also, Neil Gaiman did a book, the Eternals book, that's supposed to be good. I haven't read it yet. Yeah, this is like the only Eternals book I have. I don't know. I enjoyed it, but it's the thing where like you're not. You're gonna get like a sour taste in your mouth when you like when you think about, man, what could have happened with this series if it didn't get canceled and Jack Kirby was allowed to continue it, right? But yeah, so like I don't know, I really enjoyed this book, and I'm giving it a 7 out of 10. If you're a fan of Jack Kirby's art, I think it's worth checking out. And if you're a fan of 70s comics, I think you'll enjoy this book. So yeah, 7 out of 10. So my next comic book review was going to be Ninjak, but we only have like 2 days till like October. So I think I'm just gonna use that time to like prepare for Halloween month and start reading like some of the books early, and then like have the reviews ready to upload, right? Because we're gonna try to do them daily, but I don't know, we'll see. Because we don't have like 31 books to review like last year. We have maybe like 20 at best, right? And some of the books we're reviewing are pretty long. So yeah, we're gonna yeah, I need some like heads up, some room to, yeah, you know what I mean, So yeah, we're gonna start reading, the books we're gonna review for Halloween month, and then we'll have them ready for October 1st. Okay, yeah. So like Ninjak, we'll have to wait until like until Halloween month is done, which will probably be like late October. Because, like I said, we only have like 20 books to review for Halloween month. But if you're not a fan of like comic book reviews, which I don't know why you'd be watching this, we're also going to be reviewing movies in the month of October. So yeah, yeah, that's it for this review, guys. Peace. Also, at some point, I would like to review some more Jack Kirby stuff, like the New Gods. I would like to see that, because the New Gods is pretty much the DC's version of the Eternals, which I think the New Gods came out first, right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure they were first, right? So I'm definitely going to be picking up some New God stuff in the future, right? All right, guys, that's it for this review.